What is going on, everyone? Casey here, Virginia Gameday, checking in after a tough loss last night to Notre Dame. Man, I didn't get a chance to see the beginning of the game. I caught the end of it at Doma and then watched the last 5 minutes or so at my house. So I didn't get a chance to watch it all the way through. I did a rewatch last night, late night, and now we're doing this podcast in the morning. It was a roller coaster, man. It reminded me of the Iowa game in that, like, I was so pissed off at one point, and I could barely watch anymore when they got down 15. But then backs against the wall, like this team does. They came back, made it a game, and it kind of, even though we lost, it ended on a little bit better note than it was headed midway through the second half. It could have been a lot worse. But at this point, it's all about wins and losses. And I don't know. It's all about this team needing to not have their backs against the wall to play with that increased focus and determination, because when things started going their way again, after they were down 15, they started chipping into the lead. You could see the increased effort on defense. And that's like just human, if you've ever played pickup basketball, that when you start playing better on offense, you play better on the other end. When you're making a run, when you start clamping down, like, okay, no more buckets. And then you start clamping down on defense. It's a familiar feeling for sure, but it was just love to see this team do it on a sustained basis, as opposed to just just doing it just because, instead of when their back's against the wall. So yeah, it reminded me of the Iowa loss. Notre Dame's good too. Give them some credit. The final score was 69-65 Notre Dame. This is a good Irish team. We talked about it a little bit in the last episode, and that's a Q1 loss. So it's a bummer because we at this point need Q1 wins. We're 96 in the net. Notre Dame is a top 75 team. It would have been a huge W. That dropped us to 2-4 in Q1. We're 2-3 in quad 2, 2-2 in quad 3, and then 6-0 in quad 4. Bottom line, we got to really get after it in February. That's the last game of January. So now it's all about February, a little bit of March. There's a Q1 game away at Duke, Q1 game away at Tech, Q1 game away at Miami, Q1 game home against Duke. So it's 4 Q1 games and 3 Q2s. So damn, we got some more cut out for us. But yeah, Virginia went down 15. We'll go through the numbers a little bit. They went down 15 with 12 minutes left in the second half. Then they made it a game. They cut the lead to 4 on that Poppy steal. Poppy played a great game tonight. Cut the lead to 4 with 3 minutes left. But our margin of error is so small, as it's been all season. It's like being a dead horse. You have the Poppy foul with 1:30 left, offensive foul on a moving screen. Still ticky-tack call, could have went either way. Ball goes back down to their side. They hit a 3. Instead of being down 6, you're down 9. Down the stretch, Virginia did a good job pressing here, pressing there, forcing the issue, keeping themselves in the game. But you see Kihei kind of being more aggressive in the last minute there. I'd like to see that on a sustained basis. He was getting to the rim and getting that little floater. He was 3 for 3 on 2s. Only took 5 threes. You'd like to see him maybe be getting 10, 12 shots a game instead of 8. So we'll go through the numbers a little bit here. Reese, another really good game. Man, he's going to be a superstar at some point. But he had 11 assists last game. He had 1 assist this game. Finished with 13 points, 4 7 on 2s, 1 of 3 on 3s, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Jaden Gardner, I liked his game tonight. Not going to lie. He was confident. He was tough on 5 offensive rebounds. He was hard on the glass. We didn't lose the rebounding battle tonight. We owned the rebounding battle. Poppy, huge credit to him. He was really strong on the glass. So Jaden Gardner, 5 offensive boards, 5 defensive boards, finished with 22, 10 of 17. Mid-range game was working stupid today. Also had 2 steals. Kihei, 12 points, 3 of 3 on 2s. He was getting to the rim late in the game. Had a big long 3. put him in. But that was like a savior with 5 seconds left. Gave us another chance. But that was a big three. Didn't hit. He was 0 for 4 before that, and also struggled at the free throw line a little bit. It was weird. Notre Dame, credit their fan base. They kind of were tough shooting right in front of all those crazies. Kihei, 6 assists, 3 dime, 6 assists, 3 boards, also 3 turnovers. Tough game for Armand. 5 points, 2 of 11 shooting. And Notre Dame's offense is a spread them out deal. Everyone can shoot. They don't pack the lane. And there was so many times where, the pack line is predicated on not allowing dribble penetration. And Notre Dame was able to get to the middle, kick. And that was tough. A lot of confusion on some assignments there. Poppy, 11 points, 12 rebounds, and he did it in an efficient way. 5 and 9 shooting, 12 boards. His offensive game has really taken a turn for the better over the last 5 or 6 games, maybe this month, especially since he's been starting. Down the stretch, he was getting the ball as like they were looking for him to give them points, in crunch time. That's good for him. It's probably not conducive to a ton of ACC wins, but that's a big credit to Poppy and how much he's developed. After the game, in Tony's post game, lots of praise for him and the work he's put in on improving his game, and it's showing on the court. The offensive moving screen was a bummer for him, but probably shouldn't have been called. The bench, you can't have 2 points from your bench when your starting guards are shoot 23% from the 3-point range. So getting 2 points from the bench was a big disappointment. Cody, in the middle of our climb back to a close game, missed a easy lefty bunny. It didn't even hit anything. So that was a bummer. Cody, 0 points in 15 minutes. Caden, a quiet 2 points, a couple of offensive rebounds when he was in there. Tane saw a little bit of run, a minute. And that's about it. Overall, like I said, we won the rebounding battle by far, 39-26. They had far more assists. That was a little bit of their Blake Wesley, their freshman, was able to penetrate, get their shooters in a good spot. They shot 23 threes, made 10 of them, and they got to the free throw line a lot more than we did. What else? 10 turnovers. We had 10 turnovers. They had 8. There was a stat that Tony mentioned after the game also about Notre Dame being undefeated when the Irish makes 10 threes, and they made 10 here and got the win. So Notre Dame 60th in KenPom. Didn't really affect Virginia too much in their overall rankings, because I don't think they're going to get much further than mid 90s unless they start losing to Georgia Tech, Boston College, et cetera, et cetera. Man, it's a bummer. So on ACC Network after the game, it was like they made a big graphic about how this is the first time Notre Dame has beaten Virginia since in the last 5 years, 6 in a row. And there's been a couple of those this year. I remember when Wake Forest won, it was like, oh, Wake Forest hadn't beat Virginia in the last 10 tries. So everyone's getting their licks in this year, but everyone knows that this is just a blip in the road, a learning experience. We've had these years before, and we'll be back. It's good for these guys, especially if the dudes are going to hang around another year or plus, and then the good recruiting class coming in. So this adversity is as part of UVA's tapestry. Just keep doing the same thing over and over. Like Tony says, it's not a results-based process. Keep doing the right things in practice. Keep playing the way that they do, and the wins will come. And once the team has filled some holes, brought a couple guys in, I think that we're going to be fine. The ACC as a whole is just crazy, man. Last night, after the UVA game, Syracuse beat Wake Forest. Syracuse was having a really tough time. They were 3-6 overall, and then they went and beat one of the best teams in the league handily, beat them by 25 points. And then earlier in the week, Georgia Tech beat Florida State. Virginia Tech, who had not won, who had maybe had one, who was 2-7. They had 2 wins. They had just lost three in a row, including to Boston College, arguably the worst team in the league. And then they go and beat Florida State, who's one of the hottest teams in the league. So outside of Duke, I really think there's no one that anyone fears right now. And Duke's even lost a couple of games. But just on a night-to-night basis, really anyone could be anyone. And when you go to leagues like the Big East, I think DePaul's not beating Villanova. Georgetown's not beating Villanova. And it's just a interesting year for the ACC as a whole. But on a bright note, we do have that documentary coming out December 7th. I posted it on my Instagram account, Virginia Gameday. You can see the trailer. A little Kyle Guy love, a little Ralph Sampson love, a little Coach Tony Bennett love in there. It's going to be an awesome experience. It's going to be definitely ACC Network's biggest production. It's almost like The Last Dance for ESPN. It's an ESPN Films production, but every week, appointment viewing, Mondays at 9, I believe it is. Mondays at 9 for an entire 2-month stretch. No, maybe 1 month. From ESPN Films in partnership with the ACC Network comes The Tournament, a history of ACC men's basketball presented by New York Life. It's the story of arguably the most storied, significant, and successful conference in the history of men's basketball. 10-part, 10-hour series to debut each Monday through March 7th. So if you're going from February 7th to March 7th, that's a month. Okay, here we go. Episode 1 of the 10-part, 10-hour documentary debuts on Monday, February 7th at 9 p.m. following the Pitt VT game at 7. Episode 2 immediately follows at 10. 2 episodes will air each Monday night at 9 and 10 through March 7th. Okay, so 2 hours a night. Boom. Every Monday from February 7th to March 7th. It's going to be awesome. Jonathan Hawk, he did Unguarded, the Chris Herron documentary for ESPN Films. He's an executive producer, so anything that he's involved in, you can take to the bank. It's going to be official. Exclusive footage and interviews with more than 160 players, coaches, and media members. It's going to be rock and roll. After having the opportunity to work on the 30 for 30 Survive in Advance, which is another ACC basketball legendary documentary, and later The Class That Saved Coach K, I already was a true believer in ACC basketball as the essence of the college game, said Hawk. But telling the story of the ACC tournament from its very beginning was a journey of discovery for me and the whole production team, with every unopened film can revealing another treasure, and every interview bringing to life priceless stories. There's no greater conference tournament in sports, and it's all in here. So get excited for that. Virginia continues their season this week. Tuesday, a home game against Boston College. Show up, show out. We got to get this win. Ken Palm's got us winning by 7. And then on Saturday, following the Boston College game, home against Miami, one of the best teams in the league. They've only lost 1 time in league play. They've only lost 2 times in league play, both to Florida State. They beat Duke. So we get this win. It's going to turn some heads. And I know, and it's going to set us up to play Duke 2 days later. So big week for Virginia basketball. Don't stop believing in this team. They can beat good teams. They aren't as consistent as I'd like to see, but they have good stretches, and now it's all about doing it for an entire game and doing it for maybe a couple of games in a row. Virginia Gameday on Instagram, Virginia Gameday on YouTube, virginiagameday.com. Love y'all. Thanks for supporting. Go Hoos.